The number one culprit and one of the main drivers in today's connected world. Social media's success theater. We all know this. I don't need to call this one out specifically to know how true this is. Social media is wonderful in a lot of ways. It has allowed individuals to showcase their talents, voice, and individuality to the world. I mean, without social media, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel today. However, we all know it has a very dark side. A side that focuses too much on showing off one's success. That skews and distorts reality. That celebrates overnight riches instead of patience and long-term mentality. Thus, when you immerse yourself too much into this world, it is a guaranteed path to feeling like you're broke all the time. Because compared to the overnight multimillionaire, or the guy or gal supposedly making $500,000 a month, you are broke. You don't have that kind of money. You're not driving the latest luxury car. You're not traveling around in the world in a private jet, right? But the honest truth is that most of these social media success are often extreme exaggerations or just outright wrong. True wealth takes time. It takes patience. It is super boring, just like this YouTube channel. So if you don't want to feel like you're broke, the number one thing and the easiest thing you can do today is to ruthlessly curate your social media diet. The number two reason why you feel so broke all the time, an extension of the earlier point, comparison beyond borders. With social media being so global, comparing our lives to others go beyond just our neighborhood. These days, the pressure of comparison isn't just isolated to our street, our city, or even our country. No, it goes way further than that. With a click of a button, we can see how people across the globe live their lives. How a couple in Tokyo go about their day. How a family in rural Spain spends their morning. What a business professional eats for dinner in New York City. And this is quite amazing. It connects us more than ever before. And there are so many positives that come out of this connection. Greater empathy, understanding and sharing of culture. However, it can also have a negative impact if we allow it. We start comparing our lives against not just our neighbors, but everybody else in the world now. Not realizing that there are so many factors that determine one's perceived socioeconomic status and how they spend their money. For example, where one is born, the local economy, and the regional cost of living. I've had several friends that lived and worked in Singapore, and they often talked about how almost everyone there had nannies for their kids. But this wasn't because they were making so much money. They clarified that it was just more affordable due to the lower labor cost. When we don't ground ourselves in good understanding of different factors that drive varying costs of living, it can skew our perspective on our current financial state. Number three reason why you feel so broke all the time, the upgrade trap. This is another obvious one for many of us who fall for it all the time. I mean, I sure do. The temptation to continually upgrade, the shiny object syndrome. Most recently, I was at a conference where I got to connect and catch up with other personal finance content creators. An amazing time. During one of the conversations, when I was complaining about how I found it so challenging to film myself while on the road, a fellow creator busted out a new camera that I had never seen before. A small but nifty looking camera with a built-in gimbal, audio, and autofocus. I later found out it was the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I was immediately enthralled as he demonstrated all its functionality. Look at how it tracks your face. It's got a built-in stand so you can plop it anywhere and start filming. And of course, as soon as I got to my hotel room that night, I started obsessing over it. Only if I had this camera, I can film more while I'm on the road. I can film better. I can be a better YouTuber. I can capture all the amazing moments. My channel would blow up because people would love the footage. On and on I fantasized. And don't laugh, because don't we all do this to an extent? Thinking, only if I could upgrade my wardrobe, I would look so amazing. Only if I could upgrade my car, everyone would think I was so cool. Only if I had a better camera, I could film better videos. However, we have to be careful. Because when we get caught up in the upgrade trap, we will always feel like we're lacking, always broke all the time. Oh, and just in case you're curious, I am still fantasizing about that DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Some struggles are real, my friend. Number four reason why you feel so broke all the time, invisible spending. Alright, time to get tactical. Things that are really leaking money out of your pocket. It is so easy to spend money these days. With advent of technology like contactless payment and mobile wallets, we don't even need to bust out our credit card to spend money. Additionally, adding subscriptions is so easy to do. You start a 14-day trial with some new app, and before you know it, it's already been 2 years since you've been paying for that subscription. Now, I'm not against technology like mobile wallets or paying for service via subscription. If they're adding value, I am all for it. I have tons of subscriptions myself. The issue is when they become invisible spending because we're not keeping track of them. We have no idea what services or platforms we're subscribed to, how much we're spending on them, and why. The only thing we're seeing is our bank account balance declining and the sickening feeling of being broke. This one has an easy solution. Start tracking your expenses. You must have a system for tracking every penny you spend and a regular cadence of reviewing your spending. This way you're in control of the money that is going out. They are no longer invisible. They're quite visible and you can take action against it. Most often, the feeling of being broke, the feeling of despair, guilt, and poverty comes from lack of control. that we don't have control over our finances. But you can take control, and one of the easiest first steps is by tracking your expenses. In talking about tracking our expenses and getting a better visibility over our finances, I want to talk to you about Empower, who I'm partnering with for today's video. With any problem, it is hard to tackle the issue until we understand what the problem is. And with our personal finance, often it is a lack of data about our personal finance. What am I spending all my money on? How much money do I have in all my different accounts? What is my net worth? What am I invested in? And am I well diversified? Well, Empower can help with their free personal dashboard. I've been using it for many years, and once you connect your accounts, its beautiful dashboard allows you to see in one glance where you stand with your finances. Additionally, if you want to delve deeper into your investments, its investment checkup tool helps you to see your complete portfolio asset allocation in one page. Again, all these functionalities and more are completely free when you sign up. So if you want to get a better handle of your finances, if you're sick of feeling broke, I highly recommend you check out Empower today. I'll have my special link to get started with the free dashboard in the description below. Alright, with that said, let's get back to the video. The number 5 reason why we feel so broke all the time. FOMO on investment opportunities. Fear of missing out on the right investment opportunities. If you watch or read any financial news, it feels like you're always a step behind when it comes to investing your money, right? Oh, the crypto market is shooting to the moon. Man, I should have gotten in sooner. Nvidia is killing it. Why didn't I see the AI revolution sooner? That home value doubled in the last 5 years. I should have bought it when the interest rates were low. And we beat ourselves constantly, agonizing over what if, what could have been, and what should have been. But the truth is that no one, not even the smartest person in the world, could have predicted what stocks were going to go up, what industry was going to blossom, and what asset class was going to be the average. Those that did might have had an edge because of their specific knowledge. But more often than not, they were lucky. The only thing that FOMO and investment opportunities are going to do is aggravate our feeling of being behind, being broke. So have a big picture perspective when it comes to investing. Don't think that winning in investing is selecting the right security at the right time. It's about investing consistently over a long period of time through all the ups and downs in a well-diversified portfolio that represents a good cross-section of the market. The number 6 reason why you feel so broke all the time. Confusion over financial advice. So why do so many of us get stuck in the FOMO and investment opportunities and allow ourselves to feel guilty, inadequate, and broke? It's because there's so much confusion over financial advice. As I mentioned earlier, the financial news and media, while some are helpful, most will make us feel better about our finances after consuming them. We feel overwhelmed by all the crazy terminologies. We feel like we're not doing enough, and we walk away feeling anxious about our future. Now, why is this? Is it because we're really that bad with our money? To some extent, that could be true. However, for the most of us, we feel that way because the financial media empire wants us to feel that way. It is by design. Only when we feel inadequate, guilty, and anxious will we be willing to seek out professional help. Seek out the advice of financial advisors, fund managers, and wealth consultants. Now, I'm not here to say the whole financial industry is bad, because in a way, I'm part of that world. I just have way better hair than most people in the financial industry. The bottom line is to recognize the intent behind financial news and media. There is always an intent. Just as my intent with this video is to have you watch longer. Some other content intent might be to sell you a financial service or a product. And there's nothing wrong with it as long as you understand it via strong financial literacy and can filter out the useful from the unuseful. Before we go on, a quick question for you. Are you not sure if you're on the right track with your finances? Are you curious to know, how am I doing? Okay? Or should I be worried? And what else do I need to work on? Well, if you're my friend, I have great news for you. I have a free gift that I want to share with you. By answering just a few questions in this financial health awareness quiz, you can receive a free customized financial plan. A plan that will show you how you're currently doing with your finances and ways you can make it even better. So make sure to go to the link I'll have in the description below to receive your free plan. My gift to you for taking your precious time to watch my boring videos. Alright, with that said, let's get back to the video. The number 7 reason why I feel so broke all the time. Guilt. This is something that my wife and I struggle with a lot. Both of us having grown up in working class immigrant households, lacking was a way of life in our childhood. I had experienced 2 bankruptcies before I turned 11 years old, and my wife still struggles with the memories of using food stamps in her teens. And today, while we feel thankful for what we've been able to achieve financially, we can't help ourselves but continually feel a pang of guilt whenever we spend money. Is this okay? Am I being too wasteful? Am I being too extravagant? Is this too much? And especially so when we spend money on our kids. Are we spoiling them? Will they not learn to appreciate money? Well, we don't want them to experience the same money trauma that we went through. But are we also sheltering them too much? All occupying so much space in our brain. So much guilt. And even if you don't have guilt from your past, you could experience guilt from other places. Your friends, your coworkers, your kid's school. You feel the pressure to chip in for group dinners, office parties, or school events when you don't want to. Bottom line, guilt, when we allow it to consume us, is not healthy. Not only does it take away our sense of control, it makes us feel constantly lacking, both financially and emotionally. The number 8 reason why you feel so broke all the time, because you're hanging out with the wrong social circle. As I mentioned earlier, if guilt isn't coming from within, it is often coming from external pressure. Pressure from your friends to join them in a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Iceland. You have qualms about it. It feels a bit over the top, expensive, and frankly, not something that you would personally spend money on. But these are your childhood friends. How can you say no? And with enough time, you don't just feel broke, you are actually broke. The people that we surround ourselves with have one of the biggest impact on how we think, how we behave, and what we consider important. It is so hard not to conform to social pressure when you're spending so much time with them. So be very selective about who you spend your time with. Make sure they not only bring out the best in you, but ensure that your money values align. The number 9 reason why you feel so broke all the time. The extreme treat yourself mentality. You had a long day at work. The week's been rough with all the family drama. You're having a hard time balancing everything in life. So in the spirit of taking care of yourself, you treat yourself to some nice things and nice experiences. Now, self-care is very important. I'm a firm believer that if we want to make progress in our lives, we have to get good at managing ourselves, our habits, our minds, and our emotions. And if investing in our well-being can help us do that, by all means, do it. However, let's not abuse it. Let's be careful not to go overboard in the name of self-care and treating ourselves. Because when we go overboard with treating ourselves, we're just trading one problem for another. In this case, trading emotional stress with financial stress. The number 10 reason why you feel so broke all the time. The last and my favorite reason. You don't have a clear definition of enough. Let me share with you a short parable to highlight this point. Once a wealthy businessman from New York was on a vacation in a Mexican village. There, he met a fisherman returning with a small catch. The businessman asked why he didn't stay out longer to catch more fish. The fisherman explained that he had enough to meet his family's needs and enjoy a simple life, spending time with his family, playing guitar, and relaxing. The businessman scoffed at his reply. He said, "I have an MBA from Harvard. Let me help you." The businessman suggested that if the fisherman worked harder, he could buy more boats, build a fishing empire, and eventually retire rich. The fisherman asked, "Then what?" The businessman replied with a proud smirk. "Then you can relax, spend time with your family, and enjoy life." The fisherman smiled. Isn't that what I'm doing right now? Bottom line, when we haven't defined our enough, we'll spend our whole life chasing an elusive goal. We'll always feel lacking, always feeling broke. Thank you guys for watching. In the line of being content with our finances and with our life, please check out my video here on top 5 regrets of the dying. Until next time, all the best.